Hi. Hey, Leslie.
Hey,
Hi. Would you like to start the show?
yeah. Thanks, Judy, for the invitation. Hey, everybody. We see lots of familiar names in the chat. It's exciting to be here with
Mhm.
Judy. And we were trying to decide what kind of show to do. And if you've compared Elizabeth Holmes and Wendi, it's very similar. They've got like that doe-eyed look, and they both say, I don't remember, I'm not sure a lot to questions they should definitely know the answers to. So we're
Yeah.
going to kind of watch them in segments, piece together a video. So we'll see like a little bit of Wendy and then a little bit of Elizabeth, and it just kind of keeps going back and forth. And
hmm
this was a deposition of Elizabeth. So,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
yeah.
So, the funny thing is that you were constantly commenting on my channel, but I had no idea you had your own channel for the longest time. So,
Yeah.
how did you start doing YouTube?
Yeah, so I have been following this case for well over 2 years, and I had just always been a follower of you and like some of the other, big creators on the case. And then it was March of this year. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start posting.
hmm
And so I'm creative and I like laugh at different things with Donna and things like that. And so I started doing a lot of shorts. And I just was like, how do I make a video? And I downloaded CapCut and I would watch a YouTube tutorial on how to make one. And it just like I just started taught myself like through the process. And then it just kind of got some traction, and then I
hmm
got brave enough to do a live, and then this StreamYard thing was a whole thing, and it just kept on. So my background is sales and marketing, so it
hmm
was kind of a natural fit anyway. But yeah, that's it. Just self-evolved, organic growth, I would say.
Cool. Yeah, how did you hear about this whole case?
I was trying to remember that. I believe it was, of course, Charlie's trial, and I think Wendy's testimony was like scrolling in my social media, and it
hmm
was probably either Facebook or Instagram back then. Um,
hmm
and she just the name change when she said how she changed the boys' names. I was like, she's so guilty because
It's such a despicable
I
thing
had
to
been
do.
divorced and I have a son, and there's no way I would have changed his name. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then I
especially
started
when,
following it, but I've always kind of liked true crime things. I was in college with OJ and then that trial, and um,
Mhm.
just have followed cases. And then, of course, with YouTube, you can see everything. But yeah, the Adelson case, I guess it sucked me in like it did all of us.
Yeah. And isn't it so wonderful that now you can see so much on YouTube?
Hmm.
Previously, I think 20 years ago, Wendy wouldn't have gotten all this scrutiny because
Yeah,
she could have gotten away with it, just lie her head off. No friends would see it. But
right.
now it's like it's there for anyone to look up.
Right. But she
Yeah.
never knew we would all have her police interview that we would all watch and watch and watch. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
she cringes about that. I heard Josh Ritter or he was on a show, and he's just concerned how people or judges are trying to keep cameras out of the courtroom.
hmm
And he said that's dangerous.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love watching trials.
Yeah.
It's so great to see it because when you just see some sort of news report, it's like
Hmm.
so superficial. You
Right.
don't really get the whole gist of how the person is, you know, behaving
Sure.
or
It's just
the
like a
whole
text message.
testimony. Yeah.
Like when you text someone, you don't really understand the tone or whatever. It's the same kind of thing with a transcript versus seeing them testify. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any sort of personal connection to this case?
I mean, I don't, other than just, I guess, being a divorced mom myself, and before I'm remarried now, but my ex kind of did some things that reminded me a little bit of Wendy. So
Oh,
And like my
Wow.
ex-mother-in-law would help pay for my ex-husband's affair, like gave him a
Oh,
credit card and just some
oh.
things that were kind of Donna-ish.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes people say this reminds me of my ex or my
Mhm.
former in-laws or
Yeah.
something. There's some sort of personal tie to that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then so I graduated from Auburn, and I had friends from Tallahassee when I was in college. So I guess there was kind of that tie, and then,
Hmm.
it's Southern, right? I mean Tallahassee, so I
Yeah.
connected, I guess, in that way. And then grew up. I mean, my whole life have gone to the beaches down in the Panhandle,
Hmm.
so it just was kind of a familiar area. So
Yeah.
that probably drew me to it as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, since we titled this as Wendi Arrest Countdown, how do you feel about her chances now of getting
I do
arrested?
think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be as fast as we hoped. I now think it's going to be the new year. Yeah.
I know I'm just feeling a little despondent
Yeah.
because
I
why
know.
is it taking so long? Because I feel like the prosecutors have gone through the trials
Hmm.
multiple times. So it's
Hmm.
pretty much the same sequence of events, almost the same witnesses.
Yeah.
You know, the
I
evidence
agree.
is there.
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking it is like for the holiday. I hate to say that, but I think it is. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
let Georgia and Sarah have their holidays because they can do. I think if her attorney is still Laura, which I would assume it would be, he'll be having all these kind of crazy motions and things. And
Mhm.
maybe it's just to get into the new year. Some people think, oh, they're trying to
Oh,
let the
no.
boys have another holiday with their mom. I don't know that. I don't think that would
Yeah.
come into play. But,
It's dragged on for so long. But I
mhm,
do feel like if she does get arrested, most likely she would hire probably another attorney who has more criminal murder
mhm.
trial experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would think so. I was reading a while back or I saw something that she had consulted with a Castigar
yeah,
special attorney in
in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And I'm wondering, I'll tell you who I think it is.
Yeah, I
You
think people did say it's like a female attorney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so there's a attorney to the celebs in Atlanta, and he is pretty amazing. I don't think she could afford him. His name's
Mm.
Brian Steele.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was in the
Hmm.
Young Thug or whatever that Thug trial or whatever that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's Castigar, like is one of his specialties. But I
Hmm.
don't think Wendy could afford him.
Yeah. Plus, he's from Atlanta, so she should get someone at least in Florida. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
there are still some other non conflicted criminal defense attorneys in the whole state that could
Hmm.
help her. Yeah. And would probably love the money. You know,
Yeah,
they
I'm
can
sure.
pay.
She's
Yeah.
probably just got connections too. I mean, as that Coke scholar, I mean, she was partying every year at the Coke Scholar big party, and
Yeah.
I'm sure she knows people
She
who know
has
people.
friends in high places like the
Mhm.
judge that she clerked for,
Yeah,
law school friends,
yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I should address Ann Trouther. Thank you so
No,
much.
Morgan Honeycutt, someone asked. She's out in Mexico.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. And I think that friend does family law. So it's not like Morgan's going to jump in and be her criminal defense attorney.
Yeah,
So,
she's just
yeah.
like there as her bodyguard. You can see her in the other trial.
Yeah, those were such ugly pictures of her. Kind
I
of served
know.
her right.
That's probably
It
what
made me
happened. She probably
laugh.
saw herself in the gallery and was like, "Oh my God, I am getting Ozempic." So,
I don't know. I mean, when you look at her law firm website picture, she looks nice. But in the picture in the Tallahassee News, boy, she looked like horrible, like
I
like
was like,
some
"There's
like
no way that's the same
bunkers.
person." Yeah, I like that can't be. I mean, it's so
Yeah,
like airbrushed and her hair is so
hmm,
different. I mean, she looks rough now, but
yeah, yeah.
that's
Well,
Wendy's ride or die, I think.
yeah, it's kind of crazy how she still has such devoted friends.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Um, somebody that I know here in Nashville, she has a good friend that's friends with Wendi.
Oh.
And my friend that I know, she doesn't know Wendi, but she's like, "You really think she's guilty?" I said, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you look into the details, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your friend's friend still thinks Wendi had nothing to do with it?
That was a couple years ago. We talked about it, and I told her, I said, yeah, now that her mom, Wendy's mom, Donna, has been convicted, I haven't even like had the conversation again with her, but I will. I need to follow up with her on something else. So I'm going to ask her.
Yeah, tell her to start watching your channel.
I know.
There's so much good information out there now. People can't hide.
Yeah.
You can't commit crimes and get away with it.
And I really try to cover just a lot of like the basic stuff. I mean, I know people are like, this is old, but there's still a lot of new people out there. And sometimes I'm just trying to put all the probable cause affidavits out there, because it really is fascinating when you go back and you can see how they evolve, how Sigfredo's, and then the building of the information.
How do you have time to do this? Because your videos look so professional.
Oh, that's nice. I am, like I said, I self-taught, but I have quickly learned to not need as much sleep. So but I do spend a lot of hours on it. I mean, I would say on the weekends, I easily put 30 or so hours.
Oh my gosh.
Into stuff.
But it's because you're just so addicted to the case.
But I find it like kind of therapeutic in a weird way. My real job that, pays me is stressful. I mean, I deal in healthcare. I deal with a lot of families and things. And it's just a way that I could come home and just not even think about work. I mean, for me, like I've been not opening my work laptop at night, like things that I've always done for years, like my whole career. People are like, oh my gosh, you were emailing at 11 or you were emailing Saturday and Sunday. And for me, it's kind of given me a balance more in my real job. I know that sounds strange, but it's when a passion and a hobby, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, same here. So, for example, Mona is here, and we had so much fun doing some comedic live stream shows where we did comedy, pretending to be Donna in jail. So, I know it's totally goofy, but, I need a break from the misery of working as an attorney, because there's so much strife and a lot of sadness and stress and deadlines and stuff. So, sometimes it's cool to just take your mind off things and think about, hey, look what happened to this person, or, just it's almost, I mean, it's better than reality TV, right?
Oh, for sure.
Watching trials.
Yeah. And I mean, my whole goal is just like, I want everybody in this world to know about Wendi Adelson and what she's done. I mean, the fact that she keeps those boys from their grandparents and she changed their names, like that alone, everybody in this world needs to know about that, because that's flat evil, along with all the other, 100 things. But those are the two that really jump out at me.
Yeah. You think of poor Dan Markel, and so many of the people involved in true crime communities, they would say things like they wish they had a husband or a father like Dan. And it makes you feel so sad that his children have been totally deprived of him.
Yeah, it does. And we don't know what they've been told, through the years. And you're right. There's so many boys out there that would give anything to have a dad like that. And she just took that away.
So. Yeah. Her whole family, thinking that evil Donna was a better parent for the children than Dan. So, yeah. Is that your phone?
Sorry, I don't know what it is. It's on my Mac. It's like it's dinging. It's my mom texting nonstop.
Oh, no. Okay, tell your mom, stop texting me.
I know. I don't know why it's I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sometimes people complain because it triggers them to keep hearing dings.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually have it so it's not synced up, but I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. Well, shall we go ahead and show this
Yeah,
video creation?
of
Okay,
course.
thank you. Thanks for doing this. Yeah. Okay, here we go. It's gonna look totally awesome, right? Because you're so professional with this stuff. I mean, it's pretty
Oh, I don't
impressive.
know.
I think so. Okay. Should I stop it after, say, like 5 minutes?
I think let us get through, yeah, like maybe the first
10?
8 minutes or so, so
8
we can
minutes?
see some of Wendi and Elizabeth Holmes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Nab. I'll look.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? You may be seated.
Ma'am, please say and spell your name.
Wendi Adelson, Wendiadelson.
Where are you from, Ms. Adelson?
I'm originally from Coral Springs, Florida.
And where do you live now?
I currently live in Miami.
How are you employed?
Now kind of part-time. I do asylum work and I fundraise for nonprofit organizations.
Are you
a.m. on July 11th, 2017. Ms. Holmes, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. My name is Jessica Chan, and with me are Rahul Kolhetkar, Monique Winkler, Michael Foley, Mark Hatz in the back, and Jason Habermeyer. I and Rahul Kolhetkar are staff attorneys in this office. Mr. Foley is a staff accountant. Ms. Winkler is an assistant director in this office, and Mr. Habermeyer and Mr. Katz are trial counsel in the San Francisco Regional Office of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. We are officers of the Commission for the purposes of this proceeding. This is an investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission in the matter of Theranos Inc., SF 4030, to determine whether there have been violations of certain provisions of the federal securities laws. However, the facts developed in this investigation might constitute violations of other federal or state, civil, or criminal laws. Prior to the opening of the record, you were provided with a copy of the formal order of investigation in this matter. The formal order will be available for your examination during the course of this proceeding. Have you had an opportunity to review the formal order?
I'm not sure if I've reviewed it, but I know our team has it.
Do you
And do all state subpoenas confer immunity?
I don't know if all state subpoenas confer immunity, but this one does.
Okay, and do you believe that your subpoena is special or different from other state subpoenas?
I don't believe it's special or different, so I suppose they all carry immunity.
All right, and does the immunity conferred upon you by the subpoena mean that you can never be prosecuted associated with this case?
That's right.
That's what you think it means?
That's what I think it means.
Okay. And all right, was there a time that you lived in Tallahassee?
Yes, I used to live in Tallahassee.
What was the time frame that you lived here?
I was here for about 8 years. I lived here my last year of law school, so the academic year 05-06. We were in Miami for 06, 07, and then I would have been back 2007 to 2014.
All right. And what brought you back to Tallahassee after you returned to Miami after law school?
Well, I went to Tallahassee to finish law school, and then we went to Miami because Danny had a job opportunity at University of Miami.
Okay.
It didn't come to fruition. He was not hired, and so we came back to Florida State.
And so your husband had a job opportunity here at Florida State.
Yes,
Okay. And that's what brought you to Tallahassee?
that's what brought us here.
And you also had a job opportunity at Florida State. Is that right?
That's right.
What was that job?
I worked at the FSU Center for Human Rights, and at first I was a staff attorney. I used to represent victims of violent crime, asylum seekers, and victims of human trafficking. And then I taught various classes at FSU Law School. And then I ran something called a medical legal partnership.
And how long did you do that?
I was working at FSU for 7 years.
All right. So basically the whole time you were here in Tallahassee.
When I wasn't a student, I was working for FSU.
All right. When did you meet Dan Markel?
Danny and I met first online, and we met when I was starting my 2L year of law school. So that would have been 04, fall of 2004.
And when were the two of you married?
We were married in February 2006.
Do you have any children in common?
We have 2 children,
All right. Both boys?
both boys.
All right. During the time that you moved to Tallahassee, the second time to work here at Florida State, were you living with Dr. Markel the entire time as a married couple?
I'm sorry, Dr. Markel?
I'm sorry, Mr. Markel, Dan Markel, your husband.
Were we living as a married couple when we returned to Tallahassee?
Yes.
Yes. So by that point, we returned in August maybe of 06. So we got married in February of 06. We've been married 6 months by then.
And the entire time that you were living as a married couple, was that at the Truscott address that we've seen photos of earlier?
No, we lived first in a rented house. I actually don't remember what neighborhood it was now. It's been a while. But we lived there until we bought our house. So maybe 6 months in the other location. I don't remember exactly how long.
All right. Do you remember what year you moved into the Truscott address?
We moved into the Truscott address. Maybe, I don't remember exactly what year. Probably, it would have been 2008 or 2009. It was before my older son was born.
All right. And you were living there he was living there in 2014 when this murder occurred, correct?
He was living there in 2014.
And you were no longer living there.
I stopped living there in 2012.
Have you seen Exhibit 192 before?
I have.
What is Exhibit 192?
The completed background questionnaire.
Did you complete the questionnaire on or about July 2nd, 2017?
Yes.
Is the information in Exhibit 192 true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
It is.
And if you would turn to page 4 of the questionnaire. Under securities accounts, question number 15.
Yes.
You noted here in this questionnaire that was.
Yes. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm not completely sure.
And if you would look over at page 5, then there are 2 bank accounts listed there. What are the source of funds for these accounts?
Just my paycheck from Theranos.
If you turn to page 7, is this an accurate reflection at the bottom, your answer to question 26 regarding your educational history?
Yes.
And then going on to page 9, under your employment history, which is question 32, and going on to page 10, is that an accurate reflection of your employment history?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put that aside.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've never seen this before, so I'm kind of struck by how she has this really bizarre look about her. You know,
Yes.
what's with the big eyes and the mouth kind of hanging
Right.
open? No wonder
Yeah.
people kept saying Wendi is like her.
Right. And look at her hair. It's like a rat's nest, right? It's not brushed. But she's got the big eyes and she tries to do this like, oh, this persona, just like, oh, I'm so innocent. But she started doing the deep voice thing. There's a really good documentary out there. I watched it years ago. It might have been on Netflix. And she was really trying to model herself after Steve Jobs. She dressed like him. She wore the black turtleneck, and then she started this deep voice.
Seriously? That sounds like she has mental problems.
Yeah. So she
Weird.
was a freshman at Stanford, and she had this idea for this company, Theranos, which she claimed instead of going, the doctor, how you get tubes of blood drawn when they run labs, that you could get all this stuff from just one droplet. And she had this idea one day or something in chemistry, and she dropped out of Stanford and developed this company. But some of her professors at Stanford are like, she's such a fraud. And they said it is not possible to run these tests on one drop of blood. And they were basically lying and all this. And she was still like having tubes of blood drawn on people, but then claiming it came from a droplet. They had a huge partnership. I believe it was with Walgreens. Unbelievable.
Wow. But how did she get so much money? Was she from a rich family?
I mean, I think she definitely had some connections, but her board of directors, and y'all can help me out on the names, but she had some huge bigwigs. I mean, one was Senator Bill Frist, who's here in Nashville, who is the Frist family, the founders of HCA, Hospital Corporation of America. She had big, heavy hitters. I can't think of the names, but if y'all think of any, you can type it in. They do refer to some of them in the deposition, but she was just out there raising all kinds of money. Then she brought this guy, Sonny, I can't think, Gawizi or something. He's in prison too. He brought in some money, and then they ended up in a relationship together. It's George Schultz. Yeah, that was one of the big ones on the board. Yeah, she raised big cash. And in fact, wasn't it George Schultz who the grandson was working at Theranos, and he was like really concerned, and the grandfather like almost disowned him.
Yeah, I read about that.
Elizabeth. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like a con artist, kind of like someone else we know.
Yeah, and just because she sort of looked good, I don't think she looks that hot in this video. But
no, I mean,
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's more just that demeanor of just like doing the eyes, and she thinks that's going to work, and it doesn't. Just like Wendi.
Well, it seemed to work on some men, right? Because she managed to get lots of supporters.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, hey, Allison. She says she had my aunt's law partner. Oh,
is her lawyer?
Or
wow.
Okay, or maybe as one of her board members or something.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, and Elizabeth got married and had 2 kids right before her prison sentence. Like, she started her prison sentence when the youngest was 3 months old. I mean, who does that?
Yeah. Well, who did she marry?
This guy, I think it comes from a family that owns a lot of like hotels. I was shocked.
What? Why would anyone marry her after these criminal proceedings?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's, maybe it's George's brother.
Yeah. Geez. So are they still married as far as you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
There's videos you can see, like she's at one of those federal prisons where just Laney Maxwell or whatever is from the Epstein case. They're in the same federal camp, but people like go up to the chain link fence and have videos of her working out in the prison yard, doing weights, running, staying fit. Crazy.
Just enjoying her days until she gets out.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Shall I continue playing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So I wanted to start with the time period starting in 2010, and let's just focus on the year 2010 for a moment. If you could just tell us the state of Theranos at that time, I think that would be helpful, just in terms of how many employees you had, where you were located, if you had an office, just some information about where the company was at that time.
Absolutely. It was 7 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. I think our offices were at 3200 Hillview. We were probably about 100 employees or so, I would guess, maybe 150. And we were beginning to engage with retail pharmacies on the idea that we had to bring our technology to retail locations.
Who was working with you in management at that time?
I believe Sunny Balwani was our president at that time and chief operating officer.
Was there anyone else who was operating the company with you besides Mr. Balwani?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think we had other senior management members at that time. We had, I think, a couple of side from a technology perspective.
And who were they?
I believe on the assay development side may still have been there, and I believe was there at that time. I don't know if he was. There's probably a couple others.
What were his roles at that time?
I was focused on the two aspects of our hardware, which is the consumables and the device. I think at that point probably more on the consumables than the device. Started focusing on computational biosciences, which is sort of the algorithms, and then expanded into a broader product role over time.
So, just to understand, what do you mean by consumables?
I'm sorry, the pieces of plastic that go into the device, we call them cartridges. It's the plastic pieces that our chemicals go into for our distributed testing device.
So tell us what products Theranos had at the time, had developed at that time.
So we had an earlier version of what we call our mini lab system that is the distributed testing device. And we'd invested in development of a large number of chemistries for a very broad range of different tests, and then the associated software, sort of foundational pieces for doing predictive modeling.
But I think you had an opportunity to look at this exhibit previously a little bit, right?
I don't have any memory of that.
Okay. So this is the first time you've ever seen this exhibit?
It's the first time I remember. It's
All right,
very
just
big.
Take a look and kind of just thumb through it. Again, don't expect you to familiarize yourself with every page. So my question is, Adelson, you can look through it as much as needed to answer this question.
She had a question. What was your
It's
question?
just, it looks like it's about 800 pages long, so you want me to
I want you to look through it as much as is needed to answer the following question. Does it appear to be a fair and accurate copy of your divorce file?
I mean, from the front page, sure.
Okay. Thumb through it a little bit and just see if there's any reason to dispute that that's your complete divorce file from the clerk's office. It's certified if you want to take a look at the certification.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so I want you to take a look, if you would, at the petition that is on State's Exhibit 59, pages 1 through 5.
The one right on top?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All the pages should be numbered through, so I'm referring to 1 through 5 on the bottom right corner there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that was your petition for divorce, correct?
Yes.
And so this was, would you agree that this was a contentious divorce?
I think it was made much more difficult by Danny, who didn't want to get divorced, but sure, we can call it contentious.
Not what we would classify as an amicable divorce. You hear about those.
No, it would be not an amicable divorce.
All right. And part of what you were seeking in your divorce in these documents in front of you was permission from the court to move with your children to South Florida. Is that correct?
That was part of the overall divorce proceedings.
All right. And specifically on pages 43 through 50, there's a petition to include a request to be allowed to relocate with minor children. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And why were you seeking to move to South Florida?
I was seeking a place that would be stable and permanent for the kids and me. Danny never planned on staying in Tallahassee. It was just a question of time before he moved to New York to be with his girlfriend or had dreams of being at Harvard. So Tallahassee was just a temporary stopping point. I wanted a place that was permanent for us, where we had family support.
And why did South Florida seem like a place of permanence to you?
Right. I mean, because we had family support, because I work in immigration, there were a lot of career opportunities for me there.
Are you from South Florida?
I am.
Okay. And when you say family support, what family resided there?
My mother, father, and brother.
Was the relocation to South Florida the most important part of your divorce?
No.
Was it your most non-negotiable term?
No.
Okay. But it was very important to you?
I wouldn't say it was very important to me.
Was it very important to your mother?
She was much more looking forward to having her daughter and her grandchildren home. Yeah.
All right. If you would take a look for me at page 46, paragraph E. Just read that to yourself and let me know when you've had an opportunity to read that. And in those paragraphs, Ms. Adelson, are you alleging that Mr. Markel has created a hostile work environment for you at the Florida State University College of Law?
He did during a period of time.
All right, and was disparaging you to your colleagues? And if you'll take a look at pages beginning on 79, the document beginning on 79, and the question is this Mr. Markel's 23-page response to your motion to relocate?
You're asking me, is this
His response to your motion to relocate?
Yes, it looks like it.
All right, that's quite verbose. Would you agree with that?
I imagine it is. At some point, Danny fired or alienated all of his attorneys and started doing his own legal work. So,
What did the mini lab do?
The mini lab in 2010.
Yes.
It ran a set of, well, we had two versions of it, I think, at that point. There was the 3.5 device, which ran a set of immunochemistries,
You wanna pause
and then
it
there
for a
was a
second?
4-series.
Somebody was asking about the voice. So when Elizabeth was coming up with her company, she saw it was just like a male dominated tech world right out there in Silicon Valley. So I believe she was watching a lot of Steve Jobs, like videos where he spoke. And so she made herself have this deep voice, and it is fake. And there are some videos out there. I saw Patriotic said where she kind of slips up and her regular voice comes back, but she did that just to try to have like more power among like the men.
Mhm.
But it just comes across so fake. I think it's awful. And
Yeah,
these,
it's bizarre. It doesn't
Yeah.
match with the way she looks.
I know. And then this machine that she's claiming did all this work. So they would have this machine to run tests, but really they were doing like tubes of blood back in the back of the lab.
Mm.
I think they were even sending them out to another lab, if I recall. It's
Oh.
been a while since I watched the documentaries, but they're really good. I highly recommend them.
Hmm. So it was a total sham.
Yep. Total.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But getting back to Wendi, did you notice even from the very beginning of that clip, she was already like making these like weird faces when Georgia was walking towards her. And it's like every second or two, she's just making inappropriate facial expressions.
Yeah. Well, this is how Wendi and Elizabeth both are. They're both like, they sit up like this and they do. It drives me crazy. But
Yeah.
that last clip of Wendi, that trial that was probably like my favorite Wendi, when she's like really feisty because Charlie had just been arrested. So that was 2022.
Yes, Katie's second trial.
And that's like, yeah, she's super feisty and the sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Her tone has totally changed though, because she
Yeah.
seems so serious and kind of worried.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I wasn't sure what we would see in Donna's trial, and I was surprised a little bit. I thought she would still be somewhat confident, but no, she was just being like really well behaved, no snarky remarks at all.
Yeah. And once again, when you see videos of how she behaved in different settings, it really is strange. Such as when she was giving the speech to college students. She seemed like a normal, fun, friendly person. But then when she was in court, she just like became a totally different person. Yeah.
And you can really start to see just her hatred of the Markels. I mean, you know, we've seen that through the trials, she's done less like trying to make Dan look bad. I mean, in this one, 2022, she was really bad, but she didn't do that in Donna's. I don't, maybe like one little dig that I recall, but
Yeah. She's
can't
probably
stand it.
probably been reading all the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
It's online.
No, Judy, she doesn't watch that stuff because her attorneys told her not to.
Yeah. But maybe the attorney and her friends are watching and keeping track of everything.
Don't y'all wonder like what she watches? I mean, you know, she does. I mean, weren't you mentioned in one of Charlie's calls or with Bree?
Yeah. And then I think it was True Lifestyles who noticed that Donna was making a flurry of phone calls one night. And I think it's because that was when I put up my thumbnail for a live stream show with Patty, who is one of their former employees. So I'm pretty sure the reason why Donna was in a tizzy calling tons of people was probably, you know, I'm just guessing. And then, of course, John Lauro has commented on maybe just one of my old videos.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure he's contacted the other YouTubers like Mentor, Lawyer, James, and Fancy Fiction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're watching. Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah. Oh, and Spacey Dove, I saw your comment about HCA. So yes, the Masseys, that was actually, Miss Massey was actually a friend of mine's godmother. But Massey and Friss co-founded HCA together. I actually went to high school with all the Friss grandkids. So they're a really good family. They really are.
Wow. Okay. That's great. Okay, let's play this.
Platform that we were working on that could run a broad range of test methods.
So the 3.5 version, how many tests could it run at that time in 2010?
I don't know exactly what the number was. I think just from the development reports that I've seen that there was probably tens of tests. I mean, we got up to about somewhere between 70 to 90 immunochemistries. I'm not sure exactly what time we finished them, so it would have been tens at least in that period of time.
Okay. And you say that you reviewed some development reports. What are those development reports?
The reports for all the chemistries that we had worked on for our small sample testing method.
Are these development reports, are they put together by the chemistry groups at Theranos?
Yes.
Okay, so they're the development of an assay and the chemistries that go along with it.
Exactly.
Had you transferred those chemistries onto the platform, onto the MiniLab platform at that time?
Yes. A number of them. There's probably some that we hadn't, but yes.
How many had been transferred onto the 3.5?
I don't know specifically in 2010, but again, I think it's probably at least tens of tests.
Okay. So when you say tens of tests, you mean something less than 100?
Yes.
And who would know how many of these tests have been transferred onto your platform?
As of 2010?
Yes.
I don't know specifically. I'm sure as a team we could go back and try to look at the dates of all the development reports. I don't know that there's one person that necessarily knows that now. I'm not sure.
Had those tests, you said tens of tests, had those tests been validated on the mini lab at that time, on the 3.5?
They had, to what we understood validation to mean. Our understanding of what was required for validation changed later, but at that point we thought they were.
Okay, and what was your understanding of what validation meant in 2010?
There was a basic guidance document that we had become familiar with through the work we were doing for pharmaceutical companies on assay development, and we thought that if we developed and tested or validated the test to that guidance document, the test was validated.
What guidance document is that?
I don't know specifically. I think it's based on FDA guidelines for development of a test.
Yeah, who provided that guidance document to you?
I believe through the development work that we did for either Centicor or Celgene, it at least affirmed our understanding of that guidance document. Yeah, I'm not sure if we had it specifically before that.
Did you review that document?
Did I personally review it?
Did you personally review that document?
I don't think so.
Who reviewed it on your team?
Whoever was leading the assay development at that time.
Who do you think that was? Was it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, and then also for your mini lab, I think you mentioned, was it a 4.0 device?
So I called it 4 series, which is, there's been many of them in that iteration that we've been working on.
Okay, so what could the 4 series mini lab do?
So at that point, I think what we'd shown was the capability of the different detectors that are in it to function with these different methods. Namely, different tests use different methods to measure things, and we were trying to get a range of methods so that we could measure more things on the device.
Okay, so how many tests could that device perform in 2010?
I don't know.
After the repair guys were there, because that's when I called him to ask him whether I should get the TV repaired or buy a new TV. So it would have been morning.
How long did you talk to him?
I don't remember.
Does 18 minutes sound incorrect?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. Did you talk to him about other things other than just the TV?
I really don't remember what else I talked to him about, but probably. Maybe I would have asked him about his work, or we would have caught up.
Did you happen to mention Dan Markel's plans to go to New York the next day?
I don't see why I would have.
Did you have WhatsApp on your phone at that time?
I don't know if in 2014 I had WhatsApp. Now we use it for all the parent chats at school, so everybody seems to have it, but I don't know if everybody had it back in 2014.
What is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is kind of an app you would use for texting.
Do you know if your brother Charlie had it at that time?
I have no idea if he had it at that time.
Did you ever communicate with Charlie through WhatsApp?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I had it at that time, or if I had it later, I probably would have.
Just not sure.
Yeah,
Did you have any contact of any kind with Catherine Magbanua on the day of Dan Markel's murder?
No.
Did you ever communicate with her through WhatsApp?
No, I never communicated with her at all.
All right, let's talk about, well, you communicated with her on the beach.
I saw her in person, but I'm saying I never texted with her, called her. I never communicated via a device other than in person.
Okay. What about when you were talking to your brother? Did she ever get on the phone and speak to you?
I don't think so.
Okay. I want to talk about where you went when you left your residence on the day of the murder. You tried to turn on to Trescott, and then you ended up where?
I went, I was supposed to go to a party that night, a Stock the Bar party, so I went to a liquor store to pick up what they had asked for as the present for their party. So I went to the liquor store, I picked up the alcohol, I stopped, I think I got gas, and then I went to lunch to meet my friends.
And the liquor store purchase appears to have occurred at 12:49 based on the receipt. Do you have any reason to dispute that timing?
No, that sounds right.
Okay, and then from there to the restaurant?
Yes.
And where was the restaurant located?
Mosaic? I actually don't remember. I just remember I would go north on Thomasville Road.
All right.
And so it was,
And is the restaurant where law enforcement came to speak with you and you ended up going with them to the police station, right?
that's correct.
Do you agree or disagree that there have been some financial benefits to you and your boys as a result of Dan's death?
I disagree.
When did you decide to change the names of your children from Markel to Adelson?
So after Danny's murder, there was a lot of news. It just hit the media, and there were news stories everywhere. And Nancy Grace on CNN put pictures of my boys with their faces unblurred, just pictures of them. Mm-hmm. And I was terrified. And so when they started school, I started school with my last name, thinking that would keep them safe, that they wouldn't be associated with the murder.
Wasn't the Adelson name in the press just
It
as
was
much
not in
as
the press.
Markel?
Not yet.
You said you were working on models to simulate the way drugs would work in people. What were you trying to understand in that process? Or what were the pharmaceutical companies trying to understand, and how were you helping them?
Yeah, they're trying to understand if they dose in a certain way, is it going to work or is it going to have a safety issue? And we were building simulations that you could feed data into to help predict that, so that you could speed up the amount of time that it would take to actually test it in humans.
And then you also mentioned a second project you were working on was being able to test smaller samples. Was that something that pharmaceutical companies were discussing with you, the possibility of doing clinical trials for?
Yes.
Okay. And was this something that they initiated, or something that you initiated where you were requesting their help to conduct these clinical trials?
I think both. I mean, it was a number of interactions over multiple years before 2010. We certainly sought partnerships early on, and then had the opportunity to look at other partnerships as we started to build relationships with those pharmas.
How many companies did you have contracts with at that time?
In 2010?
In 2010.
I don't know specifically, but I would guess it was around 10.
Was the company generating any revenues in 2010?
I don't think so. Again, I don't remember specifically. Maybe a little bit from the burn study.
When you say burn study, what are you referring to?
That was the DoD study through Fort Sam Houston.
Okay, and who were you dealing with on that study?
At the DoD?
At the DoD. What was that study for?
It was seeing if the ability to test smaller samples would allow you to get more frequent time points in people who'd been burned, so that you could tell whether the filters that you were putting into their kidneys worked well enough to flush out their systems.
Do you know how much money the company was generating in revenues from that?
It would have been
study?
very small. Yeah.
When you say very small, what do you mean?
I think the whole contract was a few $100,000.
I'm going to hand to you what's been marked there in its Exhibit 193. Exhibit 193 purports to be a January 22nd, 2010 email to Elizabeth Holmes with the subject line There's an attachment to the email, but the starting base number is THPFM 0000690035. And the attachment starts with 39. Have you seen Exhibit 193 before?
I don't recognize it, but I might have seen it a long time ago.
What is Exhibit 193?
I'm not quite sure. Do you mind if I take a minute to read
Sure.
the email?
Okay. Any comments about this part?
Well, so I don't know if y'all caught it, but she couldn't recall about 2019, the financial situation. But by the end of it, then she's like, oh, yeah. And they're like, so it was in bad financial shape. I mean, they kind of got it out of her the way they were questioning. But she tries to be like Wendi, I feel like.
Yeah, wanting to control the whole situation and giving this kind of false confidence.
And it probably
Confidence.
worked like in high school,
Yeah.
maybe like
Or
it did for Wendi.
elementary school, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that too.
But at the beginning of this little segment, when you switched to showing Elizabeth, I thought the way she jutted out her head, kind of seemed like Wendi also. Like trying to give false confidence and
Right.
trying to look truthful,
Yep.
with
I
big
even
eyes.
think she might have been given like a Time Magazine Person of the Year. I
Really?
need to look. It's, I mean, the people she conned, I mean, she was claiming she had contracts with the Department of Defense and like that they were going to be using this in medevac helicopters, and it's pretty wild.
Like it's such a big thing, and she's saving the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of good comments here.
Yeah, I know the chat is like on fire. I love
I
it.
know. I'm surprised people are still interested, which is great. Because sometimes I do feel like maybe we should move on and cover different cases because nothing's happening. It's so frustrating. But
Right.
then, for example, the recent live stream with Jeremy Mutz surprisingly got thousands and thousands of views. So that kind of makes me happy that people still care.
Yeah, and a lot of people now in other countries have caught on to it too. So it's attracting a lot of international attention. So people love to hear about Wendi.
Yeah, because the case is not completed. It's
I
not
know.
over.
I know my friends, they don't understand what I do on YouTube. And they're like, is that case not over yet?
I know, it's been 11 plus years.
Yeah. And they're like, I just don't understand. I try to explain and then they lose interest. So
Yeah, none of my friends in real life care about this case.
yeah.
So it's great to have YouTube and get in touch with people like you.
I
And
know.
the people in the chat, it's like, oh my God, we're so into this case.
I know. It
Yeah.
was so fun. I was out of town last week and she's in the chat. I saw her. Neverly was where I was. And we got to meet. We've been in like same chats for over 2 years. And it was just so
Great.
fun to sit and we're like talking about the case. I mean, people were probably like, what are these women doing? But it
Yeah.
is exciting.
Yeah. Well, I know it's Vince out there he's given a super chat as Wendi Jill Adelson.
Oh, that's
Get
them.
bikini ready. Well, I have to say this is a good incentive not to totally blow up over the holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I've lost about 6.5 to 7 pounds, which is great. It feels good going to the gym more, working out at home.
So
skating
what's
more.
I mean, I know you have to be in a bikini. Is it like a quick picture? You have to do like live stream
No,
a show
live
in it?
stream. Yeah, yeah.
Like
I mean,
sitting in it?
Yeah, you can sit in a bikini, right?
Well, no, I'm just asking like,
Well, yeah, because if she does get arrested, he's supposed to live stream topless without his hat on.
no,
So-
I think he needs to wear a Speedo.
So should I be the one to select the so-called swimsuit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can't keep changing the terms. That's not good deal.
No, that's true.
But he did change the term by saying he gets to choose the bikini, which kind of scares me because some brands are not uniform with sizing.
Right.
So what if I get some size that's like too tight, so then it makes me look fatter than I really am?
Just go on Amazon and order a bunch of different sizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pick
Get
it.
a really good spray tan before.
I've never gotten spray tan before. I don't think I want to do that for YouTube.
Yeah,
So, yeah. But I mean, it's in good fun. Plus, it's good for us to try to, get fit during the season. So,
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I need to do to hit 10,000. Just put on a bikini top.
well,
No, I'd probably lose people.
what will you do if she gets arrested?
I know. I've been thinking about that. I was like, we all need to get on a big Zoom or live or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. I will definitely have a drink. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have a celebration virtual dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, who's this sassy person? Miss Judy can cover my case if you know what I'm saying. Okay, well, thanks for the super chat. I do charge for consultations, so
Oh, there you go.
by the hour. And as Vince joked, he was like 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I definitely had 6 pounds to lose, probably closer to 7, but
I mean, you
It-
figure skate,
good.
so you have to be like really trim.
well, I mean, adult skaters come in all sizes and shapes. So, and it's really hard to get fit when your job just requires you to sit constantly, like sit in the courtroom, sit at the desk and computer and stuff. So, yeah, so it's a real drag to have to be sitting constantly. And, it's good to motivate myself to get out there.
Have you ever bought one of those
Exercise.
standing desks and you have it like over a treadmill?
Yes, I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. That was like the plus of being a YouTuber because this company sent me a free desk as long as I made some sort of video about it. So, now I can't even remember the name of the company, which stinks, but it's very useful to have a
Yeah.
standing desk.
So see, I think Vince should have to wear a Speedo and then walk on a treadmill and have the camera way back for a live stream. Who agrees?
Yeah, but I don't think his gym will allow him to live stream, the equipment and himself
Okay.
while there are tons of people around. So. Yeah. But, it is going to be a big day when and if she finally gets arrested because a lot of us have been following this case since, say, like 2016. It's been,
Yeah.
what,
Well,
almost
still the
10
crime team
years?
says we pop champagne. Huh? What? Sorry.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
spoke over
well,
you.
Sure. Well, shall I go ahead and
We
keep
should all
playing
eat
this?
paella.
Yeah, make paella, banana bread, drink bullet
Yeah,
fried whiskey.
sushi, pizza, skyline chili.
Yeah.
Maybe go
yeah.
over to Yardbird.
That's true. Okay, let's keep playing this because we're not even halfway through.
Yeah, we might have to do a part 2.
Okay.
It looks like some type of draft financials that prepared for the communications referenced in the email.
Okay. And did you receive Exhibit 193 on or about January 22nd, 2010?
Yes.
So you'll see that you're preparing to give a presentation to ATA Ventures. Do you know who ATA Ventures was?
They're one of our investors.
Okay. And had you given a presentation regarding Theranos' financial situation before this?
To them or to anybody?
I'm sorry?
To them? To
ATA Ventures. Was this a regular occurrence? Were you expected to give presentations to their board?
No.
And I want to show you what's been introduced into evidence, State's Exhibit 56. We've had a chance to take a look at this before, but if you'll just kind of come through it and tell me if you recognize it.
Sure.
Do you recognize the exhibit?
I do.
Is it a fair and accurate copy of your divorce file?
It looks like it, yes.
All right. And is it fair to say this was a contentious litigation process that you had with your ex?
It was.
And I want to ask you about a specific filing in there. It's on begins on page 43. And it's in reference to a filing on January 14th of 2013 where you were looking to relocate with the minor children. Do you recall that particular filing?
I recall the filing. You said 43. I'm not sure I'm... Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. On the bottom, there should be page numbers for you.
Yes. Yes, I recognize it.
Okay, and that's the filing in reference to your motion for relocation?
Yes.
Okay, and did you file this motion with the intent to not be successful?
I'm sorry, I don't
It's been
understand the question.
suggested that you never thought that was going to be successful, did you?
I thought there was a small chance that it would be successful, but not very likely, no.
Okay, and weren't you thinking, well, maybe Danny would be happy working somewhere else because he's mentioned applying elsewhere, so maybe he'll allow the relocation? Were you
Well,
thinking
he
that?
and I talked about the relocation. So when we talked about it, he thought, well, if I can live nearby in Miami, that might work, and then I could commute to FSU. I didn't mean for him to leave FSU, but he wanted to leave FSU at some point, so that was just a matter of time.
So you thought it might be successful?
Sure, I mean, I thought it was possible, but not likely.
All right, and page 46 of that document, paragraph E references the job offer. The wife also desires to relocate to South Florida in order to provide a better quality of life for the children by increasing their access to close family and providing more stability and consistency. Who is the close family in South Florida?
The close family would have been my mom and my dad and my brother.
And which brother is that?
My brother that's here today.
Charlie Adelson?
That's correct.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is Donna.
Donna Adelson?
Yes, that's her name. My dad's name is Harvey.
And where did Donna and Harvey live back in the time frame between 2012 and 2016?
They lived at the home I grew up in Coral Springs.
And how far do they live away from you currently as we sit here today?
Currently, depends on Miami traffic, but anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour.
Right. And what kind of a relationship do you have with your parents as we sit here today?
I have a good relationship with my parents.
And has that always been the case?
I would say so.
So if you turn to the attachment, there's some financial statements. And if you turn to the monthly PO, which is the second page of the financial statements, you'll see that Theranos is on track to generate about $5 million in revenues in 2009. Is that consistent with your understanding of the revenues that Theranos was generating at that time?
You know, I don't remember what my understanding was at the time.
Do you have any reason to believe that this is an accurate representation of the revenues that the company was generating at the time?
Do I have a reason to believe it's inaccurate? Is it?
Yeah. Do you have any reason to believe that it's inaccurate?
No.
Okay. And would these revenues have been generated from those pharmaceutical companies and from DoD?
It looks, just based on the email exchange, reading it here, that they're all associated with pharmaceutical companies.
And if you look back at the email, since you're looking at it right now, the third email down on the first page, she says, this revenue includes potential adjustments. Need to agree with KPMG for Celgene, Centocor, Schering-Plough, and Novartis. And there are a number of dates that she puts next to those pharmaceutical company names. Some in 2009, assumed completion, some in June 2010. Were all of these contracts coming to a conclusion around the 2009-2010 timeframe?
I don't know. I just can't remember.
What is your knowledge of when these contracts came to an end?
I have in my mind that the Celgene relationship went on for a period longer, and I thought that Centocor was also looking at doing additional programs with us. I'm not sure about the other two.
So if you go back to the financial statements, which is the attachment to the email, the monthly BS, which, do you understand BS to stand for balance sheet?
Yes.
And if you look at in December 2009, cash and investments is about $3.7 million. Is that consistent? Do you see that?
I'm sorry, December 2009?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that consistent with your understanding that Theranos had about $3.7 million in cash at the end of 2009?
I can't remember.
Do you remember Theranos being short on cash around this time frame?
In December of 2009?
Or late 2009?
You know, I remember that when Sonny joined the company, he bridged the company, so I had actually thought that we'd ended up getting cash in before the end of 2009. I'm not sure from this email. I'm not sure.
So you said Sonny Balwani joined the company and he bridged the company. What did you mean by that?
He did a bridge loan for the company when he joined the board, which I thought was before the end of 2009, but my dates could be wrong. It was a long time ago.
When did Sonny Balwani join the company?
I thought in about September of 2009 or August of 2009, but that's from memory. It may be off.
Okay. Why did Sonny Balwani need to provide a bridge for the company?
Well, I knew that we needed cash, and we were deciding whether to do an equity raise or not, and he had offered to do this for the company.
Okay, so you knew sometime towards the end of 2009 that the company was short on cash?
Yes. Yeah.
What was his bridge to the company? What was the amount of the loan?
I don't remember specifically. I think it was about $20 million.
What were the terms of that loan?
I don't remember.
Was it paid back?
Yes.
When was it paid back?
I don't know specifically.
Has it been paid back though?
Yes.
Did there come a time when, around the 2010 timeframe, that you decided to change the business model from working for the pharmaceutical companies to a different business model?
We decided we were going to work to bring our technology to patients and physicians. We thought we would always continue the pharmaceutical studies around the retail model, but that could serve as a channel for it.
Okay. And so you said you decided to change the model to provide services to physicians and consumers. So what?
Okay, I just want to remark again how creepy she looks. It's so artificial and bizarre.
Yeah. She almost looks like a cartoon character, with the big eyes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's kind of like how they say sociopaths don't really know how to have genuine emotions. So they just have to act like what they think a normal person looks like when they are sad or concerned or interested or honest.
Right.
So, yeah. Can you answer this question?
Yes, her assets were seized, and I just looked this up. She had restitution ordered $452 million. But I mean, I doubt they'll see that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once again, it's like she's supposed to pay this, but what's really going to happen? Is anything going to be repaid?
Right. And then she
Yeah.
went and married this rich guy and has had these kids. But I think she's supposed to be in prison for like 10 or 11 years. And she's at the Bryan federal prison in Texas.
hmm
And it's supposed to be pretty easy, but I don't know. I would be in the fetal position crying.
Oh, well, she seems pretty emotionless here.
Yeah, she
It's
does.
so controlled and fake.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she
Okay.
started dating her husband while all this was like pending litigation. So I don't know
Yeah,
what
and
he
it's
was
like,
thinking.
yeah, what is he like? Is he some crazy
No,
charlatan type person himself?
I had seen a photo of him. I thought he was like a handsome guy, but I don't really know much about him. I just couldn't believe that they got married and then had kids. It's so
Yeah,
selfish.
yeah, it's like who's really taking care of them? So
Hmm.
maybe she hasn't or he hasn't nanny. Okay, so her husband is Billy Evans, who's 8 years younger. Interesting. Okay. Well, let me take that off the screen real fast just because I'm a nosy person. So here's a picture of them.
Mm.
So she did look a little better, you know, when she had her hair down. Looks a little messy, but he
I
looks
think that's
okay.
from the pink.
Oh, the mom looks kind of fake too.
Hmm.
Like facelift or something's done to her face. So,
But I
yeah.
think that guy is way better looking than she is.
I think they're about the same. Kind of
You
like,
think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just bizarre that he would marry her because she was 41, he was 33. They
Oh,
had two
wow.
kids. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's still
Invicta.
visiting
What a
her.
weird name.
Yeah, that just makes me think of convict or convicted.
Yeah. What does she say?
Yeah.
When I'm with Billy, I feel infinity.
Infinity?
It's why I want to fight for love and fight for my family because I know what it. Wow.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well,
Oh,
she,
see, there's the picture of her in the turtleneck, and she's
yeah,
doing the she's trying to show the little Theranos drop of blood thing.
yeah, I see. Well, she does look pretty in this old picture,
Well, yeah, because it's,
airbrushed, and
professionally
when she was
airbrushed.
younger,
Yeah.
yeah, trying to bilk all those rich old guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely people are saying her voice is fake. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I do have to get going soon,
That's
so
fine.
maybe
Yeah,
we can address a few comments here.
sure.
And my voice is dying, so
Sure,
I
yeah.
had to talk so much. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, she scammed Silicon Valley. She's so gross. I'd give her an extra year in jail for that I feel infinity trick. Like, yeah, that sounds pretty bizarre. Like, so pompous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does sort of look like Wendy in the People Pick redemption tour.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, he's an heir to a hotel fortune or something. I can't remember what.
Yeah, that's what that People article said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you plan on covering different cases?
Yes, I mean, I will, and I'm trying to do more, but people like the Adelson stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to cover other things for sure. I want to do like Corey Richins, and there's some other ones. I always tend to be drawn to the female defendants.
Yeah, because usually you think that women have a little bit more morality, or they tend not to be as violent, but it seems like things are changing.
Yeah, there just seems to be a lot of these families though that are trying to kill or they do kill the spouse. It's crazy.
Yeah. And in
So
this day and age, they still think they can get away with it.
I know I don't understand. It was just like the Brian Walsh case. So I was listening to that the last 2 weeks, and like him buying all that stuff at Home Depot and Lowe's, and this day and age, you're not going to get away with anything. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
what a
on camera.
fool. Yeah, all his Google searches and
Mhm.
I mean, everything he did was being tracked. And I was just watching Joe Patuto's recap
Yeah.
of the trial, and she said that apparently there was a way to figure out that he had charged his phone 4 times or something during
Mhm.
this time that he claimed he lost his phone.
Yeah, he claimed he
And
lost it, but it had been charged and powered on and off
yeah,
and swiped up.
I was
The
like,
Apple,
really? They can keep track of all that? This is scary. Like everything you're doing is being tracked.
yeah, I mean, they can
Yeah,
track as you take steps. I mean, all kinds of things. So,
yeah. And I kind of feel like if you wanted to Google stuff, I guess you could potentially go to a public library to use a computer, but usually for public libraries, you still have to use your library card to get access to the
right.
computer. You can't just sit down and start using it. So, wherever you go, there's always going to be something following you.
Well, people slip up like Wendy did with that text. This is so sweet. And we know that was supposed to be like on her burner phone or something. So,
Yeah, was it her burner phone?
well, or
I'm
the
not sure.
WhatsApp or
Or
whatever.
WhatsApp or something. And you know what? I love your latest video, the one of Katie and her brother talking in Tagalog, not Tagalong.
I know. I
That
said
was
tag
funny. I
along.
kind of giggled a little
True
when you
crime
said
wifey
Tagalong.
texted me. She's like, let's not tag along. I'm like, oh, yeah. So,
Tagalog.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
but
bad.
so it got me a little bit excited when one of the commenters said, "Oh, does this mean that she was talking to Wendy?" Then I kept thinking and I kept looking back at the transcript, and she just said something like, "That's what his sister says." So I'm like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what Charlie's sister said to her.
Mm,
It could have been Sigfredo's sister or
right.
Lewis's sister or who knows what.
I felt like it was Sigfredo's sister
Yeah.
from rereading it, but it was a tough read.
Yeah, it was terrible, especially the beginning. I was like, what the heck are they saying to each other? How do people communicate like
I
this?
know. And it did give me a different thought on Francis because I feel like he knew more. And then
Yes.
I started
Yeah,
thinking, I think his wife did embezzle that money for Katie's legal fees.
sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because he kept acting like such a fool who didn't know anything when, was it Sanford? Yeah, I think it was Sanford who was talking with him when you could
Hmm.
see that video. Deep Dive True Crime had it.
Hmm.
And all he kept repeating was, I want to cooperate, but I need to speak with my attorney or something like that. He kept saying that he was going to cooperate, but he wasn't. He was
Right.
just talking in circles, sort of just like Katie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for getting that.
Yeah, of course. And that's from Spill the Crime Tea. She's the
thank
one
you.
that the other night in my live shit. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, she's the FOIA queen for sure.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
thank
So
you so much.
yeah, it's great talking to you. Hopefully we can find another date when my voice isn't as horrible and used up and we can stay on longer and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
War Eagle Donna Sloan.
what?
Oh, somebody said War Eagle. That's what we say, Auburn. It's a
Oh, okay.
battle cry.
Oh, okay. Hey, Vince again. Miss Judy had the sound on mute with Sanford on the screen. What? Okay, whatever. It's just like a big joke just because I made one comment saying I was excited when I saw Pat Sanford in real life in the courtroom. So,
Was
yeah.
it intimidating?
No, it wasn't. It was just exciting. It was like, like someone that you've only seen on
Yeah.
YouTube. And it's like in the flesh. And he was walking toward me and he sat down right behind me in the courtroom.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I almost felt like asking for a picture or an autograph or something. But, of course, when you're sitting in
Yeah.
a courtroom, you can't talk or anything.
So did you speak with any of them that were there? Like afterwards, like Jason Newland or anything?
Oh no, because I don't want to disrupt people's when they're in the zone, they're there for some sort of professional reason. So I didn't want to bother them. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's so hard for me to keep
That's okay.
talking.
Yeah,
so
you go.
I gotta get off of this.
And War
just
Eagle,
be
Rebecca.
quiet.
I know you're Auburn too. So.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Okay.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's great to meet you and finally talk to you after just typing comments here and there, and that's it.
Yeah,
It's
I know
great
sometimes it
to
shows
meet
up
you.
as True Crime and Men on some channels, and others it's Leslie B. But
Yeah, great. Well, hope
thank
you
you.
guys have a good weekend then. Thanks for your time.
you too. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.